Hey, I'm Matt South of Mountain Choppers, located in Tamborine Mountain, Australia. Over the course of this series, we're going to be making our way down the east coast of Australia, starting in Mackay, North Queensland, and finishing our run along the infamous stretch of the Great Ocean Road located in southern Victoria. Along the way, we're going to be stopping in and showcasing some of the people that make Australia's Harley-Davidson community one of the best in the world.
Mason Hensgen, a young Geelong native, discovered his passion for vintage Harley-Davidsons at 16 while working at McDonald's. Determined, and on his own dime, he pieced together a beautifully hand-built 1947 Knucklehead chopper, which in turn led him to the profession of Boilermaker. Having refined his craft, he now stands as a pivotal figure in Australia's custom Harley-Davidson community that many now rely on.
That Knucklehead out there was your first road bike, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get to that?
It started early, definitely, and I think it come through the shows, the TV shows that we all know.
Like Jesse James.
Jesse James is a huge one, the OCC guys, Indian Larry, Chopper Dave, all those guys.
Yep.
So that got me started. And then eventually I got my hands on a Dice magazine. It was gifted to me by a mate of my dad. And then that changed everything. That introduced me into the early club style chopper stuff. Definitely Harley was obviously a big part of that too. And then just went from there. I was subscribed to Dice. And just as a young kid, 14, 15, just hell-bent on getting a panhead, getting an early Harley.
What was the first piece of the puzzle? When did you commit?
I was looking for a panhead for a long time. Very hard to get. You know yourself, 10 years ago in Australia.
Oh yeah.
Very hard to come across.
Yep.
Ended up finding one kind of local. I was 17. Had to get my dad to drive me there to look at it. He didn't know what he was looking at. It was all on me.
And that would have been probably around the same time that you and I met.
Yeah, we met maybe a couple of months into it. Yeah, early days. It was before I had much at all. I had the motor.
I'll never
on the serious hunt.
I'll never forget that day that I met you, because it's burnt into my mind, and I'll forever be. It was one of the most impressive, or one of the greatest impressions that were made on me by a young guy especially in a country town as well. Everything about that day really just I was, for the remainder of that day, just so impressed. I was like, oh man, that's so sick. So
I was just a naive teenager.
Nah, man, you weren't. To paint a picture of this morning, I was sitting there with Rod from Bitzer, and we had a bunch of stuff laid out in front of us. I'd just come back from the States. I brought back an old F truck, and it was full parts in the back.
Yep.
And I pulled up to this swap meet, unloaded everything, and in that pile of parts, there was a whole lot of stuff in there, but in that pile of parts was a 47 frame, a Knucklehead frame. And it had been sitting there all day, and no one had really, people were like, oh yeah, what's up with the frame? But no one really identified it. No one really knew what it was. And then you walked up, and the first thing you asked me was, hey, what's up with that Knucklehead frame? And straight away, I was taken back. One, because I think at the time you would have been you were 16 or 17. Right?
17, yeah.
And you looked 14 or 15, you had that baby face. You looked so young. And I kind of laughed and looked to see if your old man or your granddad or someone was floating around that had put you up to asking me hey, what's up with the Knucklehead frame? But there was no one else around. It was just you. And I asked you, hey, how do you know that's a Knucklehead frame? And you told me, oh, well, it's the bull neck, and I can tell that top motor mount. And I was just I was shocked.
I was pretty well read at that point.
You were.
I had a lot of time to research before I could pull the trigger.
You were so well read, and I was it just completely caught me off guard. And I asked you, how do you know that's a Knucklehead frame? But more importantly, what do you want to do? What are you doing with a Knucklehead frame? And you told me, I'm building a Knucklehead. And I was just oh, okay, where are you at with it? And you just got the motor.
Yeah, and that was basket case, just cases and wheels and whatnot.
Yeah, you said I had the motor, and I remember that frame I said to you, I'm like, man, this isn't the frame that you want, but I want to help you find that frame. Like, I want to help you with this bike because this is amazing. Like, I'm so impressed right now. So tell me, Aso, how you got to the point where you decided that you wanted to go this, not just get a motorcycle, but go this far down the rabbit hole and build your own. Like that, you don't just come to that overnight. There's a process for people to get to that point.
For sure. So I restored a car from like 14 to 16.
What was it?
That was a 61 Ford XK Falcon. First of the Ford Falcons in Australia. I still have it. Yeah, keep that one.
Hell yeah.
So I was doing that. That gave me a lot of basic skills. Yeah. And taught me how to research parts and do all that sort of stuff that we need.
So then there was that natural progression from, I like vintage cars. Like you already had that taste for like a classic. And then that was the natural progression then was, I want to go to a classic motorcycle.
Yeah, well, from the car, that got me introduced to like a friend of my dad's who imported these magazines. He gave me this Dice magazine way back when. And then this changed things for me.
What was the first Dice mag? Was it that one there?
Yeah, this one happened to be the 4Q.
The 4Q issue, yeah, I remember that.
So
great issue.
Yeah, I went through this thing back to front to back, upside down. I obsessed over it, got a subscription, started reading Dice. That introduced me to like choppers, Harley choppers, club style choppers. And then when it became realistic for me was I started seeing these Australian dudes come into these magazines, which happened to be you and your mates up north a bit more, and that changed things for me completely, because then it became realistic. It wasn't so far out of reach, you know?
Yeah, it becomes attainable, right? It's like, oh, these guys up the road are doing it.
I realised it was happening here in Australia too, and I could do it. And then, so then I found like you guys up north. Then I found Timo's work. I started researching him. That led me to all you guys. And then from that point, that's when I really obsessed and decided that I wanted to be a part of it, wanted to do it. And then, went after it. Took a few years. Got there.
But the beautiful thing of that is that it came full circle, right? You had that full circle moment where, what are we at? What issue is this one? 82. And what issue was this one here? 50 something maybe?
54.
54. So nearly 30 episodes, 30 issues later, you appear
these bikes
in Dice Mag as an Uncle.
Colin up north.
Yeah.
Stuff that was going on. Darcy down here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yep.
Brad is in here.
Yep.
Yeah. Before I knew you guys, I was obsessing over this stuff. Timo was a big part of it all.
Yeah, he
introduced me.
I mean, he was instrumental, I think, for all of us. Like, Tim was like that glue. He was the glue that held everyone together, and he did such an incredible job of documenting all of this stuff. And,
for sure,
after he passed, I think that really, it felt like the chopper scene a little bit in Australia went with him, like it kind of died with him a little bit.
We were lost. We were kind of lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to think one person was so influential, but he was.
He really was, yeah.
I was so lucky to have, get this opportunity that Dean set up with Dice, and got to meet Timo, got to hang out a few times. He introduced me to so many people, Mitch and Megan for one. Yep. Yeah, so lucky, so grateful for that time.
That's a special thing. I'm so stoked that you were able to be a part of that and to know Tim as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought a lot of you.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this series. Never did I anticipate when I purchased my first old Harley that it would take me to where it has today. 22-year-old me would have laughed at the suggestion that one day I'd be building my own versions of these motorcycles and riding them around the world. It's been a privilege to have been asked to share with you just a few on the long list of special people that these choppers have brought into my life. From my small one-man workshop on Tambourine Mountain, Australia, my sincere thanks.